So hi everyone, today in this video we're going to develop another type of solution that you can do if you adopt what is the most type of strong force that mental models can provide to you. So when they are applied and they are applied mixed, so when you use more than just one mental model to create solutions for a problem. So it's where you tend to get a more type of strong solution. So for what you want to solve. And then so obviously for that you need to require to have a good methodology so to develop this solution, having a good type of information about the problem that you're facing. And then so obviously as whatever is the problem that you face, I always like to start by using the first principle so to understand the best as possible the problem that you so try to solve. And then so today what's the problem that we're gonna try to solve in certain ways, so using some of the models, a bit being a bit more innovative so far, probably what could be the solutions that are present today. So what you're gonna try to understand is how to end the food waste, and then so that's what we're gonna try to solve. And then so what you have to understand by the first principles is getting what's like the real problem. So we have global food waste. We understand that what we really need is that the food as so the nutrition that you rely on. So the principle that you rely is that you got and you need nutrition so to survive, to grow. So it's not the food by itself that you kind of agree, because the wasting is the nutrients that you have on it. And the reality is that obviously it's economic resources that so involves in people so spending their time trying to harvest, trying so to make the thing go up. And then obviously so you have the waste in terms of money as well, because you pay wages for people and then so their work is not gonna so create profit for their companies, because it can create that the final product that what they produce certain times is not solid, and so it goes for trash. And then so what you see is that around 1 trillion year of waste in terms of that specific economic resources that is food. And what you have is that as well, it has a climate impact. So 80% of global emissions come from organic waste. So what do you have? We have 1.3 billion tons of food wasted a year. That's something that we got. We have a cost, economic cost, 1 trillion a year, and as well, you got that this global food waste contributes to 80% of the global emissions. And then so we need to start working for this type of solution is so understanding first what so are, by breaking down, understanding what are like the real problems that you're facing and what so are like the type of solution that you're trying so to develop. So first the question that we have to understand, what is really so waste? I think everyone's get it. What is waste? So we not being efficient in the usage of a specific resources. So we're not being efficient in using it. You could be efficient by making a better application, making better action with that resource. And what are like other core truths that you can get is that food is equal to what? Energy, water, and human labor. The true cost of one wasted apple is what? Is 18 gallons of water more 0.3 kilowatts of energy. So see how to develop a specific type of thing. It comes a lot to support this existence. So to make a tree grow up, you need to rely having the nutrition that it needs, also the water and other type of energy. So you kind of understand it better that it's not just an apple that you lost, it's in reality the value of what were the things that have supported the existence of that specific so item. And then so that's where so we make the count of the money that we kind of waste so with not enjoying the resource that we produce. So what you have to understand that waste is a distribution failure, not a production flaw. So I will not say that this does just because we don't produce as much as we could. If you could look for fundamentally if you're resisting waste, and if the people understand that this term certain type of quantity of waste, it will be enough so to satisfy the people that are not so getting the nutrition they can. It's because so it's a problem of distribution is what we could say that as the main problem is worth so you can focus. Because we know that if you look for fundamental truth as well, to harvest something, we need some specific of climate type of weather, which solves it's not something that you can got in whatever is the part of the world that you are. Certain parts are more prone to make you so cultivate, while others not. And then so these dynamics can make it you understand better the problem and look so better for what's like the way that you have to follow the pathway. Two, the system thinking. So we need as well to map the cycle better so to understand how we can rechange this distribution failure. So what's the current system that we have? You have the farm, what are produced in the farm goes for transports, what goes for transports will go for the market, what goes for the market will go for the consumer, and the consumer goes for the landfill. What's like are the pain points that you understand by looking for this systems thinking? Is so analyzing these elements and see so where you're gonna change the dynamics between the farm and transport, between transport and market. So understanding it. What's the pain points that we got? The aesthetic standards, so rejecting ugly produce. Poor donation infrastructure is another thing that we see. So, for example, the dynamics between market and consumer, the flow of the things go for the market. We have a bottleneck that just a few goes per consumer because consumers have a selective way to choose, and obviously it's something that it's logic to think. So we want to get the best things, and so the aesthetic standards makes a lot of the produce that goes in full for markets not getting consumed and so getting wasted. It's a pain point that we have to analyze. And the poor donation infrastructure as well, because if the markets think what they got, it's not easier for them to arrange ways to get so this food for other people that so can imply as economic activity, making some type of distribution for other people said and so cold consume and not so go for waste. Or as well can be the consumer that buys and then so if he doesn't like it doesn't is not so exists like incentives for them to distribute this food for other type of peoples and not go for the trash. And then what could be a reward fix is a way that Denmark does is that Denmark cut waste 25% with ugly produce supermarkets. So if you want to analyze this specific way, you can search it and see how Denmark tries to face that specific pain point that is the aesthetic standards that obviously the consumers tend to have and rightfully, but then so see how Denmark tries to accepting it, tries to fight it. So it's something that you have to understand. It's probably so use inversion to even create other type of solutions, as I'm been defending in other videos. So solve backwards. So question: what? How could we increase waste? What are the answers? Ban food donations over liability fears, subsidize farms without consumer education, and also like the inverted solutions. The Good Samaritan laws that happens in USA and France that protect business that donate, so creating incentives to deem something that so contributes for nothing existing waste, and education campaigns like ugly food is beautiful, that it's something that happens particularly in Portugal. So it's something that you have to look, but you analyzing the system, you can create a solution, for example, between the transport and market. How to guarantee that some of the things that are not transported don't so get waste. So probably have to invest more in the conditions of the cars and the transports, or arranging a way, for example, then to certain things that goes for market they don't reach already so in a hands-on of the validation that they have to get consumed and so quickly they come to waste. So being more efficient in the rules that they follow so to the things to reach the market that they already are kind of static and not so close to the end of being prone to be consumed by the consumers. So it's something that you have to be critical. We have to so create solutions, but you see that if you map, if you use system thinking, you understand so how you could act. Lateral thinking, you can so arrange other ways to solve problems by looking so by stealing from nature and tech. What could be inspiration in nature? The fungi break waste into nutrients. The composting could be a way that you can develop. The Japan's Motenai, so zero waste philosophy. What whole are the tech solutions? Too good to go, sell surplus restaurant food cheaply, and the blockchain EBM food trust tracks food to prevent loss. And one of the most important that we have analyzed the system is probably so applying the game theory in these problems. So creating alignment of incentives. So a problem. The stars fear donation cost. What could be a solution? Tax breaks for donors. That is something that happens in Brazil. And gamify waste reduction so reward shoppers will buy near expiry items. So alignment of incentives of the action. When exists action, normally we have two so elements making them get incentivized to do the same is something that's smart. So to amplify your type of methodology and action solution that you want so to make. So I expect these videos make you gain insights. I expect these as proven to you how useful can be. So all the mental models and them applied in some type of specific context. And I hope this was enough to my like channel and put a like. So I hope you to see you in next videos. And so with that hope, see you in the next one.